Hi again. Hey, today we're going to create a little landscape, little tree, using a glue gun and some colored paints. So, uh, all we need is a brown paint and a green paint. It could be watercolor, it could be acrylic paints. You could make paint out of food coloring if you like. Either way, it all works really neat. And we're going to use this glue gun to create texture of our tree, the bark, through the trunk, and our branches. Okay, so let me show you how this is done very simply. Um, what we're going to do is using a glue gun, and I'm going to use some smaller paper here. Okay, you could do this on a larger scale with a canvas, but I chose to do it a little smaller today. What we need is our glue gun, some glue sticks, paper, and some paints. So the easiest way to do this is starting down at the trunk, and you could start either side, left side, right side, in the center, doesn't matter. Sorry about the shadow here, guys. I have a lot of extra light here on the table today. So anyways, just starting with the glue gun, just start coming up and make one line that way, make another line for the other side of the trunk, make some branches that come off here like this. Okay, and you notice I went all the way off of the paper here. Okay, now I'm going to start in the center, not really touching the other glue. The reason why is I'd like it to dry up a little bit before I start putting more glue on it. If I don't, what happens is all of this glue is going to just splush into each other. New word, splush. I don't know. Anyways, so I'm just going to kind of squirt on here, and as I go, you might want to blow on it a little bit. That'll cool down the glue so it doesn't do this big blob here. This is what I was trying to get away from. Okay, so maybe I'll come up here for now, do a couple of branches here. Okay, what I'm trying to do down at this part is make a lot of texture with the glue to show that it's the tree trunk. Okay, and if I put too much on top of each other while it's still hot, you're going to blob out. Okay, so once I have that all done, which is pretty simple, quick. Okay, take the glue gun, take it off the side, unplug the glue gun so it's not reheating or overheating. Okay, and once I have that done, then here we go. I have one that I already did. Okay, so it's all nice and dry. So what we'll do now is I'll just take some paint, and as I said, I used a brown color and a green color, and I have them here in my little palette. Okay, and this is actually bronze, not brown. Okay, and I'm going to take my paintbrush with a lot of water, puddle some water in there. Okay, mix it up a little bit so it's more watery than thick. I don't want to use the big thick stuff. I like the watery, the light effect here instead of really super thick. Okay, so I've turned an acrylic paint into kind of a watercolor paint. Look at that. Okay, and now I'm just going to start painting across the entire piece of paper. Okay, whoops, let's get that one out of here. Gotta watch the computer, make sure I don't spread water and paint on it. Okay, so I'm just gonna wipe across the whole thing. Now, what's really cool, and you'll see here, is across the glue, you'll see where the water here and the paint are pooling up a little bit. Let that happen. Let that happen. That's what we're kind of going for right there. Just letting that happen. Okay, get some off the page. Who cares? It's just not a big deal. Okay, add some more across here. Now what we do want to do when we get down to the trunk of the tree is we want to make sure that we get all of the little pieces that are inside. Okay, make sure you get paint inside there and watch. Just look how it puddles up in there. That is creating our texture right there. That's exactly what is supposed to happen. So don't go trying to pull all that extra paint out. That's supposed to be there. Okay, look at that. Well, I like this one better than my other one. Okay, so we'll just keep doing this until we get the whole page colored in. See, I'm just kind of working this all the way down, getting this all around. Okay, there we go. Have that. Now, if you notice here at my paint, I still have paint left, which means I didn't use up that entire blob. And that blob, honestly, the little blob of paint that I put in here was about the size of a grape, maybe. A small grape. Not a big one, a small one. Okay, so now I have all that brown in here, the bronze that I used. I think I want a little more up in here. Yeah. Okay, and you can look at it and you can say, ooh, look, right here, I think that's too much. So let me just use my paintbrush, wipe across it. Some of it's gone. There we go, wipe across most of there. Now I like that a lot better. Okay. And remember, it's all about what you like. Okay, if you like it real thin, okay, maybe you don't like that piece right there, so you can just kind of wipe that out. Maybe in here you don't like that, you can wipe that out. But you know what? Maybe I like it, so I can put it back in. See that? Okay. Now, once that's dry, okay, let that sit. It'll dry up 10 minutes or so, 15 maybe. Depends on how much water you actually used through here. Will tell how long it takes for it to dry. But anyways, once that's dry, I'm going to show you this last one here. This is the first one that I showed you at the beginning of the video. I'm going to take a smaller brush, get some water, and this time I'm using the green. And again, I'm going to use it like a watercolor. This is acrylic paint. Add a lot of water to it, and it becomes like a watercolor. Okay, so if you don't have acrylics, you can use watercolor. If you don't have watercolor, you can use food coloring. Okay, anyways, so I'm going to take my brush. Now this is a flat brush, and what I mean by flat is this. If you look at the top of the bristles, it goes straight across flat. See that? Flat. So I'm going to take this flat brush, and I'm just holding it straight up and down and just tapping it. Just little taps. Okay, little taps like that, and that's going to produce something that looks like leaves. Are they really leaves? Nope. They're just little pieces of paint, just little taps of paint on here. Okay, so when we do that, it makes it look like leaves. Okay, remember what I've said before is that our job as artists is to fool the eye of the person looking at our art. We fool their eye into believing that this is something that they've seen before. Something real, something that they can relate to. Okay, so there we have it. Once that's all done, take it to the bottom, sign your name. Here we go. There we go. My name is signed. That's my artwork. All right. So, as I said, you can do these on smaller papers. You can do them on large canvas. Okay. But these are really neat. Frame it, hang it up. They look great in a living room. All right, guys. Have a good one. See you later.